What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. And today we're talking a little bit about solar. If you guys saw my video from yesterday, you know I'm getting closer to getting my house build done. And I've been toying around with the idea of solar for a while now. I had a couple panels and a small little grid tie inverter at my old place, but I never really I never it never like turned into anything. I didn't want to mount anything on my roof. I had a couple like contractors come out. It was going to be too expensive, so I was like, well, maybe I'll DIY it. But then I wasn't going to live there forever, and we were planning on selling it pretty soon, so I just didn't want to invest that money and time into a house that I wasn't going to be in. Fast forward, now we're at a place where we're going to be here for a while. I don't plan on getting rid of this property ever. I actually plan on building more here later on. But anyway, neither here nor there. I'm looking at solar now because solar, a lot of people are like, oh my God, if I got solar, then I can mine at a profitable rate. And yes, but solar can cut out some of your like daily costs too, just like your household running and stuff like that. And I'm not looking into it for like battery backup situations. I have two generators. I don't think I don't think the batteries make sense for me. In my area, the time of use, if you go to a time of use plan, isn't as conducive as it is in other areas, like the rate cut during off peak and on peak. It just wasn't worth it. So I use the standard. I don't remember what it's called, but like it's one price, 24/7 all the time, and it works out to be about 11 cents per kilowatt hour, give or take. Um, so that means if I can get some solar, I'm saving 11 cents for every kilowatt hour or kilowatt that I end up generating. Now that is quite a bit. The panels I'm looking at are 100-watt, 12-volt panels. They've gotten a little bit cheaper from the last time I bought them. They were about $100 a panel back then. Let me actually click over and show you guys. Mm. All right, so these are the Renology, and this is actually I already have two of these, and I paid about $100 a piece for them. It looks like you can get two of them for $180 now. So what's that? Like 90 a piece. 183 divided by two. What's that? 91. So they got about $9 cheaper, give or take. And actually, they're on sale, so I don't think they got any cheaper. But so I already have two of them. If I acquired, let's say, enough to max out my grid tie inverter, which I believe mine is, it's something similar to this. It's like 1,000-watt grid tie inverter. Um, it's for 12-volt solar panels. I looked through a bunch of the reviews and like some other, some people say that the max output, like if you pump 1,000 watts through it, you'll only get about 800 watts back feeding. And what I plan on doing is I don't plan on back feeding any to the grid because the company that I use for electricity doesn't credit you at a 1-to-1 rate if you back feed. So it's better to use that power inside your home, and I can make sure that I'll always use that power because there's you have different loads like your range and your refrigerator when the compressor kicks on, all this stuff that's variable, right? But mining is not variable. So if I had 10 solar panels, 100 watts a piece, these Renologies, obviously I'm not going to generate 100 watts. I might get 60-70%, so I might get 6 to 700 watts through this guy and pump that through the wall. I might get 500-600 watts. If I have 500 or 600 watts of a mining rig running 24/7, it's always going to be eating up that power. That means none of it will ever get backfed into the actual grid, which is good. That means I'm saving at the max rate possible, because if it ends up not being burnt inside my house and backfeeds to the grid, it's like half rate. So that's a no bueno. So technically, we would be mining profitably. It wouldn't be great, but I'm almost looking at the mining, especially in the wintertime. I know we're going to get less sun hours. We're not going to get as much solar generation, but we also get the heat from the mining rig. So there's like all these different variables that go into it. And I think the best way to get started is maybe to do, if I do some like on ground stuff. So I'm thinking I might get like, I have two, maybe get 6 more of these panels. So 3 more of these kits. I mount those on a actual, I'll make me something out of like 2x4s. Um, there's a spot in my yard that would kind of make sense where it gets really good sunlight. Mount those up, mount the grid tie inverter out there, really close to all the panels. And then I run the 120-volt line inside. So that way I don't have a lot of 12-volt line because you get a lot of, I guess, voltage drop when you're running on 12-volt with the panels. So that's kind of like my rough idea, and then just kind of see how it goes. Put it on a meter, see what I'm actually generating, see what I'm saving, and maybe scale up my speculative mining with what I'm actually generating. So that way I'm always burning it. I'm never backfeeding, not wasting it. And I mean, I guess the good part about it is these panels last forever. I think the last time I looked up ROI, like if you were, you know, using the power or whatever, it was like 6 or 7 years for the panel, and then you got to factor in your inverter and stuff. I don't think these inverters are going to last years on years. Um, some of the reviews said they lasted about a year. Some reviews said they're still kicking after 2 or 3 years. It's just, I guess it's one of those things I got to just try out. I know there are much better options, and some people were referring me some different things, but it seems like there's not much you can dip your toes into without spending a lot of money. Like the next step for grid tie inverters, you start getting into the $1,000, $2, $3, $4, $5,000 stuff, like big boy stuff. And I don't think I'm cut out for that right now. At least if I get the panels, I use my cheaper inverter. Um, People were concerned about these having, like issues like, oh, what if it catches on fire, this, that, and the other. I definitely want to keep this outside, maybe in like I build like a little enclosure, and keep it away from the house in case we did have a problem, and just run the 120-volt line inside. I think that'd be the safest plan. But I don't know. I'm still very, very green to it. So hopefully you guys enjoy the build process, and I'm sure you guys will be telling me if I'm doing anything wrong. You know, in the best way possible, right? So I'm looking forward to it though, and I mean, heck, that's half the fun is putting it together. But before we get off here tonight, I wanted to go through Coin Market Cap. We have a $19,448 Bitcoin. Ethereum's at 1,356, just chugging along. Ripple, oh sorry, not Ripple. XRP is at 46 cents. Dogecoin's at 6 cents. Shiba is at $10 per million. Litecoin's at $53.76. Ethereum Classic's at $23.03, and Monero's at $143.82. We go on to what to mine and just check GPU mining profitability. We're going to use the 3060 Ti as our standard for right now at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Nothing is currently profitable, but the closest thing to becoming profitable is actually ETC on NiceHash, followed by ETHash on NiceHash. And then you're looking at Ergo, Vertcoin, and Expanse right behind it. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot happening, but we ain't making no money, but we are making heat. So that is a good thing. It would really, really suck if we were making no money and it was hot outside. So there'd be like, there's no good byproduct of mining. At least now you can mine a little bit, you can heat up the house a little bit, and you're good to go. I'm thinking actually about putting like a mining rig up in like my attic space of my new house, and then maybe one in like the living room behind the couch or something. I just got to get all my little fine details worked out, but I'm getting stoked. I'm really excited. So it looks like they're going to be finishing up drywall in the next couple days. I'll keep you all posted on that. And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a good one. Peace out. I'll see you on the flip side. Yeah. Adios.